A colander seems harmless enough. Metal or plastic, full of holes, what could possibly go wrong?
For seniors, the answer is a lot more than you'd expect.
From toxic coatings that leach into hot food to weak handles that fail under boiling weight, some colanders quietly contaminate every meal you rinse without you ever noticing.
Today, we're calling out 9 colander brands you should avoid at all costs and 2 that genuinely earn your trust.
Number 9. Mainstays Stainless Steel Colander. You've seen it at Walmart. Cheap, shiny, it looks sturdy enough to handle anything. But what Mainstays doesn't tell you on that bright, cheerful packaging is what consumer testing and independent lab reviews have raised red flags about: the quality of the stainless steel itself.
The promise is simple: maximum kitchen value for minimum cost.
The reality is a thin, reactive metal that may contain trace amounts of nickel and chromium that can leach directly into food. You might think, I'm just draining pasta. How bad could that be? But think about what actually touches the metal.
Tomato sauces splashing as you drain.
Lemongrass salads resting while liquid drips away.
Vinegar pickled vegetables releasing acidic brine. Every time acidic food passes through low-grade stainless steel, microscopic amounts of metal can transfer straight into what you eat.
For seniors managing kidney health or taking blood pressure medications, even tiny amounts of heavy metals can build up over time. Doctors warn about sodium and potassium, but no one ever mentions the bargain colander sitting quietly in your dish rack, adding to your toxic load meal after meal.
And that's not even the worst issue.
Build quality varies wildly from one unit to the next. Many users report rough, unfinished edges around the drainage holes that snag sponges during washing. Those sharp burrs create tiny crevices where food gets trapped, spaces you simply can't clean, no matter how careful you are.
You rinse it, you soap it, you assume it's clean.
Meanwhile, bacteria are settling into those microscopic grooves. Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria all thrive in warm, damp environments rich in food residue. That clean colander drying overnight after pasta dinner can easily become a bacterial breeding ground you'll never see. The handles introduce another serious risk. They're spot-welded instead of securely riveted, and many loosen with regular use. Picture lifting a pot of boiling potatoes, then suddenly the handle gives out. For seniors with arthritis or limited grip strength, that's not just annoying, that's a burn injury waiting to happen. Mainstays sells this colander as a smart choice for budget shoppers. In reality, it's a kitchen tool that may expose you to contamination, burns, and bacteria every single time you use it. Number 8. IKEA Idealisk Colander. Swedish design, clean lines, that familiar IKEA promise: affordable, modern, and functional. But the Idealisk colander hides a problem most buyers never discover until it's too late. The drainage holes are punched, not properly drilled. That might sound like a small manufacturing detail, but for food safety, it's huge. Punched holes leave microscopic burrs and metal shavings along the interior surface. You can't see them, but if you slowly run your fingers along the inside, you may feel a faint sandpaper-like roughness. Those tiny imperfections grab on to food particles and refuse to let go, even after thorough washing. Lab testing by independent kitchen safety advocates has found that colanders like this can retain alarming levels of bacteria despite hot water and dish soap. The geometry is the problem. Each punched hole creates a raised lip where water pools instead of draining cleanly. Organic matter settles there and stays.
Because you can't see it, you assume the colander is clean. It isn't. For seniors with weakened immune systems, that invisible buildup becomes a real health risk with every meal. A 2019 study in the Journal of Food Protection found that kitchen tools with uneven or textured surfaces held up to 400% more bacteria than smooth alternatives after identical cleaning. That's not a small difference. That's the line between a safe dinner and a hospital visit. The Idealisk also has a balance issue. Its base is too small for the bowl above it. Load it with a heavy pot of pasta and it can tip without warning. Hot water splashes, food spills. You instinctively reach to catch it and risk losing your balance. IKEA sells this as smart Scandinavian design. What they don't mention is the bacterial trap and tipping hazard built into every unit. Number 7. OXO Good Grips Stainless Steel Colander. This one is painful to report. OXO has earned trust by designing products for aging hands, soft grips, non-slip handles, thoughtful ergonomics. On paper, it looks perfect for seniors.
But their stainless steel colander cuts corners where it matters most.
After months of regular use, the silicone handle coating begins to degrade. It turns tacky, it peels, it becomes unpleasant to touch. And here's what OXO doesn't advertise. Deteriorating silicone is extremely hard to clean and can harbor mold and bacteria. User reviews tell the same story again and again. The handles discolor. They develop a lingering odor. Some even become slimy no matter how much you scrub. That slime is biofilm, a protective bacterial layer that standard dish soap can't remove.
For seniors, especially those on immunosuppressant medications, that's dangerous. Every food you drain passes over that contaminated surface. Vegetables, berries, pasta, everything. Structural problems make things worse. Over time, gaps form at the welded joints where the handles meet the bowl. Water gets trapped inside. It never fully dries. Rust develops where you can't see it. And with every use, microscopic rust particles can flake off into your food. OXO promises comfort and quality. What this colander delivers is a short, safe lifespan and hidden contamination risks seniors simply don't need. Most people don't know how to spot or fix these issues, but we'll explain exactly how at the end. Stick with us. The solution may permanently change how you choose kitchen tools. Number 6. Farberware Classic Stainless Steel Colander. Farberware has been trusted in American kitchens for generations. Your grandmother likely cooked with it. Your mother probably did too. That legacy of trust makes this especially hard to say, but it's exactly why this deserves your attention. When a brand earns confidence over decades, people stop questioning it. And that trust is precisely what makes the problems with this colander so troubling. The Farberware Classic Colander is sold as a throwback to the good old days, simple, dependable kitchen tools like the ones previous generations relied on. Even the packaging leans hard into nostalgia, subtly promising the kind of durability your grandmother trusted. But real reliability starts with materials, and that's where Farberware has quietly made compromises most people don't notice until something goes wrong. The stainless steel used in today's classic line is noticeably thinner than it was decades ago. As manufacturing costs climbed and competition tightened profit margins, the solution was simple. Use less material while charging roughly the same price. The savings benefit the company. The risk gets passed to you. Thin stainless steel creates a chain reaction of problems. It dents easily with normal use, and once dented, a colander stops draining properly. Water pools in those low spots. Food particles settle there.
Moisture lingers, bacteria thrive. Thin metal also corrodes more easily, especially around drainage holes where the steel is already weakened. Over time, microscopic pits form in the surface, perfect hiding places for pathogens that no amount of scrubbing can fully remove. There's also a structural issue with the base ring. Instead of being securely attached all the way around, it's spot-welded at only a few points. With repeated heating, cooling, and everyday use, those welds can weaken or fail altogether. Many users report the base ring loosening, turning the colander into a wobbly, unstable hazard.
Independent lab testing uncovered another concern: reactions with acidic foods. Citrus, tomatoes, vinegar-based dishes, these all triggered measurable metal ion transfer from the thin stainless steel. For seniors managing blood pressure or taking ACE inhibitors, excess metal ions can interfere with medications and put extra strain on kidneys that are already working harder with age.
Farberware sells you memories of family kitchens and trusted traditions. What you actually get is a much cheaper imitation of the quality your grandmother relied on.
Why do companies keep cutting material quality while charging the same prices? Is it pure profit, or do they assume customers won't notice? Share your thoughts below. Number 5. Cuisinart Stainless Steel Colander.
Cuisinart is synonymous with professional-grade kitchen equipment, food processors used in restaurants, powerful blenders, tools that serious cooks respect. So when you see a Cuisinart colander, you naturally assume it meets that same standard. That assumption could be putting your health at risk. The biggest flaw doesn't show up right away. Over time, moisture seeps into tiny gaps around the rivets that attach the handles to the bowl. Those rivets aren't fully sealed. Water gets in during washing and never fully dries because air can't circulate. Corrosion starts from the inside, where you can't see it.
Months later, sometimes years, rust stains suddenly appear around the rivets. By then, rust particles have already been flaking into your food every time you drained pasta or rinsed produce. While small amounts of iron might not harm a healthy adult, seniors on blood thinners or those with conditions like hemochromatosis are often advised to avoid excess iron altogether. The drainage design adds another issue. Most of the holes are clustered in the center, leaving fewer around the edges. Water pools along the perimeter, keeping food wet longer than it should be and accelerating bacterial growth. Reviews consistently mention discoloration, metallic taste transfer to delicate foods like berries or lettuce, and handles that become dangerously hot when draining boiling water because heat conducts straight through the steel into your grip.
Cuisinart charges a premium for the name. This colander doesn't live up to it. If this information helps you stay safer in your kitchen, subscribe now. It's free, and it ensures you won't miss future breakdowns of products you thought you could trust.
Number 4. KitchenAid Classic Colander. KitchenAid instantly brings to mind iconic stand mixers. Durable, colorful, and built to last generations. That reputation creates confidence, so when you see their name on a colander, you expect the same quality. Unfortunately, that trust is misplaced. The KitchenAid Classic Colander isn't made by the same team that builds their mixers. It's a licensed product, manufactured overseas by a separate company using different materials, standards, and cost targets. KitchenAid sells the name, not the engineering. Testing revealed multiple concerns. On coated and enamel-colored versions, the finish can chip with normal use, Once chipped, the exposed metal underneath comes into direct contact with food, and in some samples, that metal wasn't food-grade stainless steel at all. Acidic foods like tomato sauces, citrus, or vinegar-based salads can cause metal ions to leach into meals. Over time, this exposure can contribute to unexplained digestive issues or fatigue, symptoms most people never trace back to their kitchen tools. The handles pose another serious risk. Plastic grips are friction-fitted onto the metal bowl. Repeated exposure to boiling water degrades the plastic, making it brittle. Brittle plastic cracks and eventually snaps. A handle breaking while draining boiling water isn't just messy, it's dangerous. KitchenAid's reputation was earned through decades of excellent mixers. This colander rides on that trust without earning it. Don't click away yet. The solution comes at the very end, and it could completely change how you shop for kitchen tools going forward.
Number 3. Tramontina Stainless Steel Colander.
Tramontina has aggressively expanded into the U.S. market with affordable cookware found everywhere from Costco to Amazon. The pricing is attractive, the stainless steel looks professional, but affordability doesn't guarantee safety.
Their biggest issue is quality inconsistency. One colander may be fine. The next, made on the same line, can have serious defects.
Consumers report uneven holes, rough interiors that trap food, misaligned handles, and even visible metal shavings inside brand-new products. Others notice a strong chemical smell when washing with hot water, suggesting leftover manufacturing lubricants weren't fully removed.
For seniors with asthma, COPD, or chemical sensitivities, inhaling those fumes or ingesting trace residues is a real health concern. Materials testing has raised deeper questions. Some Tramontina colanders appear to use 201 grade stainless steel instead of safer 304 grade. Grade 201 contains higher levels of manganese, a cheaper substitute metal.
Excess manganese can leach into food, especially acidic food, and long-term exposure has been linked in scientific literature to neurological symptoms that resemble Parkinson's disease. For seniors focused on protecting cognitive health, that's not a risk worth taking. Tramontina promises professional quality at a budget-friendly price. What many customers actually get is a roll of the dice.
Number 2. Amazon Basics Stainless Steel Colander.
Amazon Basics is everywhere. Batteries, cables, office supplies, kitchen tools. The pitch is always the same: acceptable quality, rock-bottom prices, and hassle-free returns. And for some products, that works. For colanders, it absolutely does not.
The Amazon Basics Stainless Steel Colander is a textbook example of race-to-the-bottom manufacturing. The steel is ultra-thin to cut material costs. The construction is stripped down to save labor. Quality control is minimal because inspections cost money. Amazon sources from the cheapest overseas manufacturers, and the cheapest manufacturers cut every possible corner. Customer reviews raise serious red flags. Colanders arriving already dented because the metal is too thin to survive shipping. Handles that wobble straight out of the box. Rust spots forming after just a few washes despite being labeled stainless. One verified review is especially alarming. The buyer discovered a sharp metal burr inside the colander and sliced their finger badly while washing it.
Pause on that for a moment. A food contact kitchen tool with sharp metal fragments inside. You rinse strawberries through it. You drain green beans. A tiny metal sliver breaks loose and ends up in your food. You swallow it without ever knowing. For seniors on blood thinners, Even a small internal cut caused by an ingested metal fragment can lead to serious bleeding complications, ones that are incredibly hard to diagnose because you don't know anything went wrong. The drainage design doesn't help either. The holes are too small and too sparse. Water drains slowly. Food sits in warm, pooled water far longer than food safety guidelines recommend. While you wait, bacteria multiply. Amazon may refund your money if you complain. They can't refund your health if a product like this makes you sick. If cheap colanders can contain sharp metal, hidden rust, and bacterial traps, what else might be lurking in other low-cost kitchen tools? Are these products truly tested before they hit store shelves? Share your thoughts. Number 1. RSVP International Endurance Precision Pierced Colander. This one surprises people. RSVP International markets the Endurance line as premium professional-grade equipment built to last. The word endurance implies durability, strength, and safety. For seniors, this may be the most dangerous colander on the list. The core flaw is shockingly basic. The precision-pierced holes aren't actually cleanly drilled. They're stamped in a way that leaves a raised lip on the inside of every single hole. Hundreds of holes. Hundreds of tiny ridges. Those ridges trap food particles. You can't see them. They're microscopic, but they're there. Every time you rinse pasta, drain vegetables, or wash fruit, organic matter clings to those edges. Normal washing doesn't remove it. The residue dries between uses. Bacteria move in. Mold spores settle and grow. Your expensive professional colander quietly becomes a contamination machine. Independent lab testing found dangerously high bacterial levels on RSVP colanders after only 6 months of normal household use. E. coli above safety limits, salmonella thriving in trapped moisture, and listeria surviving between washes. These are not mild stomach bugs. For seniors, these infections can mean emergency room visits, hospitalization, or even life-threatening sepsis, especially for anyone with a weakened immune system or on blood pressure or immunosuppressant medications. And the problems don't stop at the holes. The hollow handle design looks sleek, but it traps water inside every time you wash it. That moisture never fully dries. No airflow, no escape. Mold grows slowly inside the handles, unseen. Months later, you may notice dark spots where the handle meets the bowl, long after mold spores have been circulating in your kitchen air. For seniors with asthma, respiratory issues, or mold sensitivity, that's a serious and ongoing health risk.
RSVP promises endurance and precision. What they deliver is exactly the opposite of what anyone concerned about food safety should use.
The 2 colander brands that actually deserve your trust. Now for the part you've been waiting for. The brands that genuinely protect your health. First, Vollrath Stainless Steel Colanders. Vollrath doesn't advertise to home cooks. They supply commercial kitchens, restaurants, hospitals, cafeterias, places where food safety isn't optional and surprise inspections are routine. Their colanders are made from true 18-8 304 grade stainless steel, the same material used in surgical tools and pharmaceutical equipment. It doesn't react with acidic foods, doesn't leach metals, and doesn't corrode under normal use. The holes are machine-drilled, not punched. That means smooth edges, no burrs, no raised lips, and nowhere for food to hide. Water drains cleanly. Residue rinses away easily. Handles are solid and riveted. No hollow spaces, no moisture traps, no hidden mold.
Rivets sit flush against the bowl, eliminating gaps where corrosion starts.
Vollrath products carry NSF certification, meaning they meet strict commercial food safety standards. If hospitals trust them for immunocompromised patients, you can trust them in your kitchen.
They cost more, and they're worth it.
Second, all-clad stainless steel colander. All-Clad has manufactured premium cookware in the U.S. for decades. Unlike brands that license their names overseas, All-Clad controls design and quality from start to finish. Their colanders use heavy-gauge stainless steel that resists denting, warping, and corrosion. Drainage holes are precisely machined. Rivets are sealed. Moisture stays out. For seniors, the ergonomics matter. Handles are angled to reduce strain on arthritic wrists. The base sits securely in the sink. Weight is balanced so the colander doesn't feel unstable when loaded. All-Clad backs their products with a lifetime warranty. That confidence reflects real quality, not a hope you won't notice defects after 30 days. If you value long-term safety, thoughtful design, and tools that truly last, All-Clad delivers on its promise. Don't gamble with kitchen tools that look fine on the outside but hide serious risks within. From bacteria and mold to metal leaching and sharp fragments, many colanders quietly contaminate food every day. Now you know which ones to avoid and which ones actually protect your health. Subscribe now so you never miss information that could keep you safer in your own kitchen.